I'm sorry, say what? Okay, what?
I don't know. I petered out.
Live tonight from a Cracker Barrel somewhere in Illinois.
Somewhere.
I have no idea where we are.
I don't know. I don't know either. That's why we're somewhere.
We could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
We're starting out on year 2 of full-time truck camper life, and in this video we're going to show you every personal item that we have packed to bring with us this year, including our clothes, electronics, our toiletries, our hobby and personal items. We'll give you a quickie tour of our Cirrus 800 and show you where we squirreled everything away, and then we're going to show you the final result and what it looks like. A place for everything and everything in its place.
Maybe.
Find out what we packed for this second year full-time on the road. Okay, let's pack. So first you're going to need some shoes. And for me, I bring some basic hiking boots. I've got a pair of sneakers for walking around. I've got some sandals because I expect great weather. Some water shoes in case we go into the water, and some flip-flops. Didn't bring any fancy shoes this year. We'll see how that goes. You're going to need some outerwear. We both have these nice packable coats. They're very warm, but they pack up nice and small, which is great in the camper. We've got a hoodie, a raincoat, some gloves in case it gets chilly at night, and then a sun hat for taking those nice hikes out in the desert. You're going to need some undergarments. For me, I bring about a dozen pair of panties, about 10 pairs of socks and a bra. I've got a sleeping nightgown, a bathing suit, and a laundry bag for my dirty laundry. Then I bring some bottoms. Again, I keep it pretty simple. So I've got 3 pairs of long pants, 3 pairs of crops, and 2 pairs of leggings that I can wear with outfits or I can sleep in. Then I've got some tops. My tops are all bamboo because they're very easy to wear, easy to wash, mix and match. I bring 2 long sleeve, 2 medium sleeve, and a handful of no sleeves, plus a couple shawls and wraps, all made of the same material. So they're easy to pack. Then you'll need some personal care items. I bring a hairdryer. That hairdryer is great when it's a cold night and you've washed your hair. I bring some makeup, some hair ties, a nail kit, some perfume and some more perfume. That's just me. A mirror, a brush, some lotion, deodorant, toothpaste and a toothbrush, and some body oil, and then I bring some homemade dry shampoo, and I'll share the recipe for that. Then I also bring a small purse. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I just keep things on a chain around my neck. Then my partner also brings some shoes. He brings boots instead of hiking shoes. He's got some sneakers and some sandals. For his outerwear, he also brings a packable coat, very warm, packs up nice and small. He brings a vest, it's not that cold, and a hoodie, also some gloves, and also a hat. Then we have some undergarments, and he brings a handful of underwear, a small amount of socks, and a sleeping set, and also a laundry bag. And underwear and socks can easily be washed out in the sink between laundry days. And then he's got a bathing suit and a raincoat. So for his pants, he keeps it minimal. He's got 2 pairs of long pants and 2 pairs of short pants. And then a belt. For his shirts, he's just got, again, a small wardrobe. He's got a couple t-shirts and then a small amount of short sleeve all-weather wear shirts. And then he's got additionally some sleeves that he can add to those to make them into longer sleeve shirts. For his personal care, he brings his shaving kit, so his shaver, a comb and a brush, and a clipper, some beard oil, some conditioner, dry shampoo, deodorant, hair ties, toothpaste and a toothbrush, a cup for medicine, and that is his personal care. Then we've got personal tech. We each bring a small handful of items, including a small tablet computer, a personal hard drive, a Kindle, our phone, and Android chargers. And then I put mine in this little backpack. And then he also has his Surface tablet, a mouse and a pen, some headphones, a personal drive, a Kindle, his phone, and his miscellaneous charging accessories. Now on to planning. I'm still planning old school, so I'm still using a physical calendar, but I use that in conjunction with awesome websites like Campendium, Roadside America, Atlas Obscura, Google, etc. I do have a great packing list that we use, and I'm going to give you a copy to download if you'd like. There's the website, and I'll link it also in the description of this video, and you can grab that and see what we bring and see how that might match what you want to bring. As for hobbies, this is my partner's paracord supply, his slingshot, geocaching dinosaurs that we leave in our caches, and whittling and hiking supplies, and a couple books. We mostly read on Kindle, but we like to have a handful of paperbacks that we can swap out at campgrounds. For me, I've got an easel and paints, more paints. I've got colored pencils, some painting supplies like a cup and a spray bottle and tape, lots of paintbrushes, lots of options, some drawing pencils and supplies, and some pads of paper, and then also some cutting supplies, whitting, cuddling, carving supplies. And then I've got some varnish, gloss, and matte, and some more paints, some primary colors, some black, white, silver, some more paints, and some more paints, and some more paints, because paint. A person needs a lot of paint. And then last minute craft supplies I decided to throw in there rather than leave them at home, which is the Dremel for working on stones or other things. And then I did bring the epoxy because I thought it might be fun to put some things in epoxy on the road. And then a little tray so that I can work on arts and crafts without making a mess. And then also my geocaching supplies. Okay, we're packed and ready to go. So let's see what we packed this year, our second year on the road. Everything basically has a place, which is nice. At least we start out the year that way, right? Everything neat and tidy. All right, let's see where we've put things. Start in the closet here. I've got washcloth storage, flip-flops. This is food storage, 2 tubs of food, a mini vacuum, some extra glycol for the Aldi, bug spray and sun spray, our broom where we keep our bags, extra bags, and then I've got beach towels in there. So, and there's room for a little bit more for our coats and maybe some shoes. All right, for those who haven't seen the camper, we've got this fold-up sink and the stove, microwave, which is also a convection oven, works fantastically, and the fridge, which is a 2-way fridge. What have I got in the kitchen? In this cupboard, I have our dishes. Basically 2 of everything. Spoons, bowls, water bottles, and some paper plates. In here I have utensils, wooden spoons, lighters, measuring cups, etc. in these 2 bins. Then up here is our coffee supplies. So we've got a teapot, a couple travel mugs, and then our coffee along with a coffee canister and a French press. And then there's a little digital scale in here because we're weighing our food right now. Down below I have an excess of paper towels. You don't want to run out. And then some basic cleaning supplies, dish soap, laundry soap, Happy Camper tank cleaner, bleach, some rags back there, a funnel is back there, our little Brabant trash can, which I love, which fits just right. And then this year, I decided not to take the Instapot, and instead I'm bringing the air fryer. So he's tucked in behind there where he's going to be just fine, and we'll take him out and use him quite a bit. Then I've got brushes and scrubs and trash bags here, and over on this side I've got my dish towels. All right, that's that cabinet. Then my cookware is under here, where we have a little induction cooktop that I use when we have electric, a dish pan. This is new this year. This is a stovetop, a gas stovetop grill. So I'm going to try that out. I'm excited about it. Some silicone lids, those are what I use so I don't have to carry big heavy lids. Some oven mitts, and down here we've got our cast iron pan, 2 collapsible pots, which are great, stainless steel and silicone, a little Teflon fry pan, and a baking dish for the oven, and also a little tiny baking dish there. I've got my knives here, these Joseph knives for cutting things, and utensils go in here, and kitchen scissors go in there. And that is everything that's in the kitchen. The bathroom is here. All we've got basically, we'll put our toiletries in here. We don't have all our toiletries in there because they're not coming out yet. Got a little bit of soap, some towels, bath towels. My gosh, it's loud here, I apologize. Shampoo, and then my portable bidet. And that's the bathroom. Very loud, that's why I can't wait to go camping. Then in the dining area, we have 3 cupboards. This first one, I've got a tote of personal stuff. I've got a tote of electronics. So what's in here is a trail cam, our police scanner radio, and also a hard drive with all of our movies on it. Then I've got the toilet paper in here, and then I've got room for a little more craft supply in there. Some surprise crafts that I'm bringing. In the center cupboard, I've got some basic cooking supplies, including oil, spices, various spices, and more spices, and some foil. And then we have 3 totes over here I'll show you. So this first tote is medical supplies and toiletries. So we've got a first aid kit and a pulse oximeter, some Advil, a thermometer, and some little portable towels. And then these Moo tablecloths, because we were gifted them at the Cirrus Rally, and I'm going to find a use for them. Second tote is the equivalent of a junk drawer at home. So it's really got everything in it. A lot of tape. I'm going to say a lot of tape, a lot of Velcro. There's some playing cards in there, and just bits and bobs and things that you might need on the road that you would have in your junk drawer at home. So that's what's in our second tote. Our third tote is a sewing kit in case I need to repair things on the road. Some games, some of our maps and stuff, a big laundry bag for the comforter, and then this is a bag of batteries. We don't have much under storage area under the bench, only under this one cabinet here, and the only thing under there currently is a big bottle of laundry detergent. Here is Bill's storage area for his personal and hobby supplies. We do have some room under the step here, but there's currently really nothing stored under there right now. A scrub brush for the camper. And up in the bed area, Bill has his personal items in these ammo cans. He's got a couple books up there and a personal fan. And then his sort of everyday stuff and tech is in this backpack. His clothes are up here, very neatly packed. I live with a very neat gentleman. which I always appreciate. And that is the entirety of Bill's wardrobe for the upcoming year. Over here, I have my stuff not so neatly packed in ammo cans. I have one ammo can, but the rest are just bags. These are almost all craft supplies except for an extra pair of hiking shoes and a coat here. And then this will be my laundry tote as we go down the road. And my clothes are up here, every day here, and then pants and shirts there. And that is the entirety of the clothing that I have for the upcoming fall, winter, spring. We have a little container on the wall here for some pens and notepads and little notes, and that's about it. We've got a temperature gauge, indoor, outdoor, and a weather monitor, which we found is very important. So this is one of the more difficult tasks when it comes to packing the camper for life on the road, and that is I've cleaned out my condo fridge, and there's no possible way all of this is going to fit into this tiny little fridge, mostly the freezer. I'm going to be very disappointed when I try. I'm going to stuff what I can in the freezer, and then I'm just going to have to give the rest away to friends. I had a lot of leftovers in there, and we're eating a very healthy diet right now, so I need a lot of food to cook, but there's no way that this food's going to fit in there. And then the pantry goods, that's a whole nother matter. But just one of those things you deal with. This is one of my go-to items. I've got 2 of these flat freezer packs that someone mentioned in the forums, and they've been fantastic. So I keep them in the freezer, and then on driving days I pull them out and pop them in the fridge, and they really help keep the cool while we're traveling. So I've got to work around those as well. We'll see how it goes. Here's a trick I figured out if you can't fit things in your tiny RV freezer, is I'm going to take this out of this big bag and put it in smaller bags, and that way I can kind of tuck them into the nooks and crannies. Okay, so that gives me a little more flexibility in terms of stuffing them in there than when they were in the big bag. Okay, my fridge and freezer are packed for the road. I have the freezer stuffed quite full. I think that's all I can get in there, and the rest will be given away. Then when it comes to packing my refrigerator, I keep the produce on the top because that is the warmest part of the fridge, and I don't want that stuff to freeze. Then I have a Lazy Susan here for my condiments. I've basically got a cheese drawer and miscellaneous stuff, and then here's where I'm going to put my eggs when I'll bring them out in the morning, and then a few things in the door, and looks like we're ready to go. I do have this little Bluetooth thermometer. It's a Govee Home, and we have an app on our phone so that while we're traveling I can always keep track of how the refrigerator is doing, so we can stop if we need to and take care of it. We are effectively ready to go. These are our daily driver shoes. Just keep them in that little tote there. And we're ready to camp. All right, let's show you what we pack in the outside.
First item of interest is the air compressor. Use this to keep the tires inflated, also the airbags on the rear axle. Next, we've got 4 2.5 gallon collapsible jugs in case we have to go run for water. Carry bags for the fast guns and the tie downs. Leveling blocks. Sewer hose holder. Automatic light to keep the
To keep the rat pack away. You were hipsters.
Automatic light to keep the pack rats away. Got a water hose in the mesh bag in case we're going to be staying at some place for a long time. A couple of slingable stools in case we're going to go someplace and need a quick seat. 2 collapsible tables, one for her, one for me. Our custom flag and flag stanchion. And last but not least, a nice little mat for the back step that somebody left behind at the pump out station.
Another dumpster find?
A dumpster find.
It's our specialty.
Yeah, thank you very much. and done. This is our faucet hose. It's a coiled hose, and it goes up here to this.
Quick connect. Custom install.
2 short pieces of hose to use with a filter for when we're filling the tank. Collapsible bucket.
Just in case.
Collapsible hose for use to clean the sewer line when no hose is available at the dump station. Alright, so this is the kit for the sewage. First in, 90-degree elbow for hooking up to the sewer line to go into the ground at the dump station. This is the wrench that I use at some of the parks that have the lids on the sewer lines. This is the fire hose end that I use to clean out the sewer hose if there's none available. And of course a handy dandy pair of gloves. The all-important wrench for the jacks, just in case the battery goes dead. These little things are the coolest, because what I end up doing is when I want to hang my electrical cord or what have you, I just hang it up just like that, wrap it around the electrical cord. I can keep the cords up off the ground, or the water hose when we're going to be in a spot for a long time. Super light, super strong. This is a tie down that I use in conjunction with this part to tie the hood of the truck in the open position to keep the pack rats nice and scared. A bubble level for those times that you need one. A couple of Velcro straps to help keep the wiring nice and neat next to the camper. Stuff to keep house pests away. Peppermint spray to keep the pack rats away. This is the kit for daily use for water. Spray nozzle, 90-degree angle for the hose, pressure regulator for the hose, another little adapter for the hose, a meter for the hose, another pressure regulator, can't have too many. I've left them behind at campsites before. This is an adapter to hook onto the hose in case there is no threads on the pump. This is a filler nozzle to use on the tank. Water filter, of course. And a handy dandy key for tapping into our building's water supply so that we can fill the tank at home. So in the battery cabinet, I rigged up a 12-volt outlet in case I need DC power real easy on this side of the camper. And to help with that, I've got a 12-volt extension cord that I carry. In here, I've got the dog bone, an adapter for 120 volt for our 30 amp cord, extra extension cord for AC, and also cable TV cord, all in one handy dandy little package, and done. I don't keep anything in the propane cabinet. It makes it easier to pull the tank out and get it refilled. But in here, this is the meter that goes with our weather station inside the camper. It tells us what the ambient temperature is outside. And the other thing that I added is this gauge that will tell me how much fuel is in the tank no matter what the temperature range. So the last thing that goes into this cabinet is our 30 amp cord, which of course right now is hooked up to the camper and running everything. You'll note that I usually wrap the cord around the base and then hook it underneath the mud flap, just in case somebody trips over it, it won't tear everything apart. And then I coil it all up, hook it up with this Velcro strap, store it in here. All right, so what do we have in the back here? Well, up top we have our metal detecting equipment. Our shovel for the metal detector here. We carry extra oversized equipment for the cameras. Gasoline, 2,000 watt Honda generator, carpet for underneath the awning, and 2 chairs.
Perfect. Also in the car, I keep a handful of grocery bags for those quick runs into the grocery store.
We're coming to you live from a Cracker Barrel near Route 66 in Illinois.
So what did we learn from our first year full-timing that informed what we packed this year?
Well, one thing I learned was I was carrying way too much tools. I was carrying pretty much everything that was in the inventory of Harbor Freight.
Yeah, they've got our credit card on file there.
Yeah, they're building a wing based on our payments. But anyway, I ended up just parsing down to a very small kit with just the very basics, some wrenches, screwdrivers, odds and ends that we use all the time for minor maintenance and what have you. But the rest of the tools, outdoor tools and stuff, we didn't really use, so there was no point in bringing them.
I think we envisioned ourselves living a very different lifestyle than we really did.
Coonskin cap, the whole thing.
I would be cooking out on the open fire with a big iron skillet.
Beans and cornbread.
But as it turns out, we just really like to do the same things we did when we were and we never once chopped down a tree.
No.
Skinned a coon or anything like that. So
no.
Yeah.
Honestly, we never even built a campfire.
No, we never built, and that's very controversial. You also mentioned that you were more organized this year.
Yeah, I think so. I brought a lot of clothes. I was prepared for pretty much everything, and actually not much happened. When you chase the sun, really all you need is clothes and stuff for the sun.
I know this year I brought a lot less clothes. I mean, I felt like I wasn't bringing a lot of clothes last year, but I absolutely was. And particularly shoes. I brought several less pairs of shoes. I actually have only 3 pairs of shoes in the camper this time. I was thinking that I might be going more places that required me to actually wear normal casual clothes that I might have worn at work. It turns out when you're traveling all the time, you just really can't be bothered to get dressed up or anything. So I left all of those. I've really learned how much time I have and don't have, and what is aspirational and what actually I can do with my time. There's actually surprisingly very little time in your day as a retired person traveling around. You're seeing a lot of things, and then you're processing that information and talking about it and planning where you're going to go next. So the time for actual hobbies and reading and stuff was quite small. But I was more aggressive because I picked some targeted hobbies that I know that I loved and I enjoyed this summer and that I made room for. So I actually ended up with a little bit more on the hobby side.
So this time I got an old wrist rocket, and I'm gonna slingshot up a little bit with that.
Well, even your little ammo is smaller.
Yeah.
Little marbles instead of
golf
starting
balls. Out with glass ammo and some marbles to shoot, and then be moving into steel shot.
Your last little project there, you replaced the circuit board. Is that the right word?
Oh, it's the converter. Our converter went bad, and we weren't able to charge the battery while on shore power, and so
that's kind of bad.
Yeah, we really need that. We really need to have the battery charged. So pulled that out. It said, oh yeah, buy this little unit, 10 minutes to install it. It's actually 30 minutes to take the old unit out and 10 minutes to install the new one. So,
but that worked out great, and everything's working tip top, and we are off to new adventures. Before we head out, we've got a few things to take care of. Airing up the tires, the airbags, cleaning out the truck, loading it up, and getting some groceries. Then there's nothing left but to put it in gear and head on out. We have lots of adventures planned this year, from diamond mining to visiting some iconic roadside stops. If you find this content helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to see where we're heading on our next leg of truck camper life. Hope to see you on the road.
From the outer limits.